about Metropolis. I'm trying to save the whole world.
Welcome back to Ask Snes, guys. Hope you're all well. Another week. Here we go. More questions for you. So, quite a few from what I've noticed. I haven't really read any of the questions, so it's going to be interesting to see what we've got this week. But we'll crack straight on. First question from Cyanide's Shop. He asks, have I got any funny memories from years ago that I'd love to share? Doesn't have to be video game related. That could be dangerous, couldn't it? Let me see. Although most of my memories involved alcohol, to be quite honest with you. And a lot of the time, I can't remember a lot of the stuff that happened. I used to drink quite a lot as a teenager. I don't know, to be honest with you, I can't really think of anything offhand. Well, it usually involved me just falling down drunk, making a complete arse of myself. So yeah, I can't think of any offhand, to be honest with you, mate. Sorry about that. Right, just trying to find the questions. Right, okay. So that's a lot of comments, I couldn't find any questions. So the next set of questions from Kay Hewitt. His first question is, what did you think of the Elite video I posted a link to? I haven't had a chance to click on it yet, mate. Sorry about that. I've had a lot going on. I've got a lot of Blu-rays I'm watching at the moment. I'm trying to power through, and TV shows are coming back on, so I haven't had a moment yet. I will do that. In January 2014, I started my own blog and love the motivation it's given me. I invite you to look at the blog, which I have got on my bookmark ready to go at some point. I want to get around to reading that and to know your opinion. So thanks. I will give you my opinion when I've had a look. I had a quick brief look the other night, but I haven't had a proper look at it, not a proper read of it yet. But I'll definitely have a go. I sometimes feed the pigeons. I sometimes feed the pigeons. Sometimes feed the sparrows too. That's blur, isn't it? It gives me an enormous sense of well-being. Part life. What do you think? The classic tune is a great one. I'm impressed with myself. I don't actually recognise that straight away. Where does the Wii U fit into your top consoles list? Fourth place, perhaps. Well, I've got Super Nintendo number 1, PlayStation at number 2. Yeah, if I'm completely honest, I'm trying to think because I did this the other week, but I'd say Super Nintendo number 1, number 2 PlayStation, number 3 original Xbox. Number 4 PlayStation 3. Number 5 Mega Drive. So I'd probably put Wii U. Trying to think what else is there. Yeah, I would probably put Wii U at number 6 in the top 10. Yeah, that'd probably be about the right place for it, I think, at the moment. That may change, of course, but yeah, I mean, all of those top 5 consoles are far superior, so. Okay, have you ever been to Southampton? Not that I can remember. Where was the Mary Rose? I can't remember where they used to dock that. That was down the bottom somewhere. I went to see that as a kid on a school trip, but I can't remember where that was. Probably will be Southampton now, but I don't think it was. Yeah, I can't actually remember where that was. Is it possible to play a Wii U without a TV unit? Yeah, you can do, depending on the game. You just use it on the gamepad, don't you? So, unless I'm missing something, I don't know. What time is best for playing video games? Perhaps evening or maybe afternoon. Whenever you've got some spare time, really, is the best time. Yeah, night time's alright, but I'll get a bit stressed at night because you're looking at the clock thinking, I've got to go to bed in a bit. So daytime's a bit better if you can do it, especially on the weekends as well. You can just kick back and do it. But yeah, it's all about just fitting it in, really, isn't it? What time is best for playing video games? I've just done that one, dickhead. I think Rayman Legends Wii U perhaps makes best use of the gamepad. Do you agree? If not, what game does in your opinion? I've not played it on the gamepad, so I don't know on the Wii U. I've only played it on the PS3. Best use of the gamepad I've seen so far is, well, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which doesn't use it a great deal, but it's quite handy. The aiming, being able to touch the little blocks to move them up and down is quite nice. I haven't really seen anything yet that actually comes up with something absolutely mind-blowing. I remember seeing Rayman when it was originally announced as a Wii U exclusive, what they were doing with the gamepad. It looked really cool, innovative. So I don't know how that translated when the game came out, but yeah, I'll be interested to see if by the end of the life cycle somebody has made a game for the Wii U that actually fully incorporates the gamepad and makes it a viable option. Because I'm not seeing it so far. Okay, your Toad cuddly toy in the background had fallen over in last week's video. Is it deliberate? No, he just does. He just doesn't stand up, so I'll give up trying to put him back up. I've got a little action figure there, a little tiny little toad, and unfortunately his toad head, his hat, is far too heavy. They didn't make the model properly, so you can balance him, but it's a right bastard. Most of the time he just falls over. So I don't know what that says about Toad, but maybe it's deliberate by the manufacturers. I love the fact that your Q&As are long. A lot of the videos on my subs list are about short. Should we start again? I love the fact your Q&A videos are long. A lot of the videos on my subs list are short, 3 to 4 minute long generally, and it's nice to get stuck into a long video each week. What do you think of that? That's brilliant, mate. I mean, I like long videos myself. You know, as I said before, it's all about the personality of the person, really, for me. And I just try and fit the time. If someone makes a 40 minutes to an hour long video, if I've got time to sit there and watch the whole video, I will do. If not, I'll just break it up over 2 days or 3 days, whatever I have to do to watch it. But I'll always make the effort. I mean, you know, say like Alex Blutonic78, he's a fan of putting up long videos, so he can put up a half hour, 45-minute video, and I'll just sit there and watch it. Signman UK, again, another guy who makes really long videos, and I really enjoy them. The length of the video is not important. There was a time when I first started, back in the day, and we were all making 10-minute videos, then it became 15-minute videos, and then eventually they lifted the ban. Well, they give partnership to everybody. But there was, like, at the time, I think it was more of a case of, well, you know, you really shouldn't make massive long videos and all this. But at the end of the day, I don't really think it makes any difference because I still get decent viewership on these videos every week. So, quite frankly, I'm not bothered. You know, as long as people are happy to watch the video, that's all that matters. And me personally, I love long videos. So, I know this may be misconstrued as a naive ideal, but imagine if everyone in the world work towards a certain objective, i.e. cure for cancer, then move on to another objective later once it's achieved. Everyone gets paid for their effort and contributes in some way according to their skills and education. How cool would that be? Yeah, absolutely. If we all can, I was saying this to somebody today, I can't think who it was. Might have been Owen actually, Labossa. But wouldn't it be an amazing thing if we all just stopped having a go at each other and just arguing over completely petty, pointless bullshit, and we all just came together? Imagine what we could actually get done. You know, we could fix this planet, and then we could move out into the solar system and, you know, explore even more. And there's so much we could do for each other. We're all on the planet together, so why not? I don't understand why we have to hate each other. But yeah, there must be a purpose in that. If we were created by an all-powerful being, which personally is highly unlikely, but if we were created by God, why would he make us all like this? I don't understand why he would program us all, unless it's not, and you can come out of that bollocks about, you know, we've got freedom of thought and everything, so therefore we make our own decisions. He just made us and we have to just get on with it, and it's just an experiment. Yeah, there's always that possibility, I suppose. I don't know. No one knows the truth, really. I think you should write an in-depth game reviews for your blog. What would you consider? Yeah, I'd consider that, absolutely. The question is then whether do a retro, modern, or modern and retro, because I do play everything, don't I? So it probably make more sense to do both, really. The modern games I find a lot harder to write for, because you have to really think about what you're doing with those, because there's so much involved in those. The retro games are a lot easier to write reviews for, I find, because there's a lot more about gameplay, whereas with the modern games are so much more involved with the stories and the characters and all that. They're a lot more in depth, but yeah, definitely something to consider anyway. I know you do your gameplay videos, but ever considered doing 4 to 5 minute game review videos? If I could, I would. I find it really, I've got to be honest with you, I find it hard to do that shorter video, because I don't edit my videos down. I might do like the intros and the outros and all that, and a bit of transitioning and stuff, but the actual, when I'm talking to camera, I don't edit any of it, I just upload it, because I don't like, as I said before, I don't like jump cuts. They irritate me anyway when I'm watching videos. I can't watch people when they're like that, and they keep jumping all over the place. Like, stop it, that really gets on my tits. So to try and knock a video down to 4 to 5 minutes and you're just talking, that's hard. And I don't like scripted videos either. I'm not very good at doing that. I because I find a lot of the time there ain't many people that can write a script for a video and make it come across naturally. Most of the time it comes across like they're reading a script, so that's a hard thing to do. But yeah, I mean I've had a few ideas about different things for reviews, how to go about doing them, but it's just getting it right. But I don't know, I'll have to put some more thought into it, I think, to be honest with you. Okay, I subbed to a YouTube channel called LAHWF. Oh, he's a prankster in America apparently. He started off small and his channel became successful and he started getting sponsorship from companies. He dropped out of college but now apparently lives off income from YouTube videos. Thanks for answering my questions. What do you think of that? I think that's pretty awesome, mate. I think any of us who make videos, if we're really truly honest, if the opportunity came along for us to be sponsored or however you make money on YouTube, to be able to do that as a full-time job, I mean, come on, it don't get better than that, does it? Because you got your own free time to spend with your family and your friends, and then all you got to do is make videos and just interact and talk to people online. It's not a hard life, is it really? You know, and I'm sure when you get like to the top end and you've probably got millions of subs, it's probably quite a lot of pressure. But yeah, compared to most jobs, it's a piece of piss, isn't it, really? I mean, it's not a difficult thing to do. I mean, the people out there doing some horrendously hard jobs, so yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, if the opportunity ever came along, I'd take it. Why not? You know, you'd be stupid not to, really. Right, so thanks for the questions. Cheers for that, mate. Next set of questions from Sega sent me one. His first question is, do you think a new company or existing company could make an impact in today's market of video games? Are we going to continue to see the same three big hitters, or will we see someone do what Sega attempted on Nintendo, or what Sony has achieved and climb right to the top? There's been a lot of talk in the last couple of years. Obviously, Apple is one that people have been keeping an eye on. Excuse me. And I think it was last year there was talk of Amazon getting involved in consoles as well. I don't see an existing company like Sega or even, I don't know, Atari around anymore. I don't know. I don't know if anyone still runs Atari or not. I know they're not the company they used to be. I can't see any of the older companies coming back because there's really no point. You can't compete. And I can't see a new company getting involved. Unless it's someone like Google or somebody who's got, well, I'm assuming that Google have got a lot of money because they're quite a large company. But you need to have that kind of disposable income, like Nintendo really, the kind of money they've got where you can afford to just make a console and just hope it does well. And if it fails, you made some money out of it, but at least you tried. No one wants to lose money in business, of course, obviously, but you've got to be in a position where you can accept a loss if you have to. And I don't think there's any companies that are willing to do that really. So I can't really see anybody jumping in. I think it's too much of a tight space. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo got it sewn up. The only thing that could happen would be for Nintendo to leave and for that space to be filled. But I don't really see Nintendo going anywhere for a long, long, long time. They're making far too much money, so they're not going to go anywhere. So no, I don't think anybody will at the moment. In the future, you never know. I mean, Christ, I don't think most of my age group would have ever expected companies like Microsoft and Sony to be like the dominant game companies. I mean, that's just weird. Okay, number 2. If you could create a name for a video game console, what would you call it, and any distinct features you might add? I'm crap with console names, to be honest with you, mate. I've tried this before and I can never think of anything. In terms of features, it's hard to really come up with anything that hasn't been done because most of them have got everything you need now. They're multimedia players, they do your games, they've got USB for your flash drive, they've got the Wi-Fi and everything. I mean, anything they haven't got is things like fingerprint scanners, which are a bit... I'm not a fan of fingerprint scanners, I don't agree with them. But that's a whole different thing. But yeah, that would be, you know, like security-wise, that would be quite handy. Yeah, you could assign the PlayStation or the Xbox or the Nintendo to your fingerprint. That would be quite nice. Obviously, holograms. That's an interesting thing they could do, like a holographic assistant. But that's probably a way off yet. I know we've got holograms, but not in the realms of like Star Wars. So, but that would be quite cool. But yeah, I'd go with them for the time being. Having spent hundreds on new technology, I've recently been enjoying watching movies on VHS. Do you think VHS collecting will ever pique your interest, or is that one thing you won't backpedal on? Interesting question, because the other week I actually went into my VHS videos. I've only got a couple, and I was watching a lot of cartoons. Well, more I watching intros to 80s cartoons on YouTube, and I watched some episodes of Mask. And I looked at my VHS, and I've got a VHS of He-Man, which for some reason I've looked all online and nobody's selling. And I found only one website that had information on it, which I thought was really weird. Because I assumed it was just really cool, and it's just one I got. It was a Channel 5 one, if I remember rightly. It's a blue cover, but I can't remember what the episodes are called. But I watched them on VHS, and they were actually really good. It wasn't as bad. I mean, the tape isn't worn out because it was hardly used when I was a kid, I don't think. I'd have watched it, and then obviously I've not used it since then, so it's been like 20 odd years. But yeah, it was really good. I would have considered it, however, when I went to get the tape out, it got jammed, and I thought, nah, I can't be having this shit. I mean, it's probably just my VHS, it's probably my VCR knackered, but yeah, I just thought, nah. Plus, you have to rewind and fast forward, and nowadays, being able to just jump to where you want to go is, a big advantage. But yeah, I mean, I must admit, I appreciate the VHS format. It's quite cool. It's quite a nice little product. I've got Terminator 1 and 2 in a special tin that I got from my car bit a few years ago, which is quite nice to have. But yeah, I'm trying to limit the collections, because I mean, I've got enough things going on at the moment. I'm juggling enough plates. I don't want to get involved in any more stuff, I don't think. Being a Nintendo fan, it must be hard for you to admit Sega had a better startup to its games. When that blue and white writing appears and yells Sega, Sega, nothing quite beats it. That is true. I must admit, that is a pretty cool startup. There's a lot. I love. That's the thing that I miss, because a lot of the modern consoles really haven't got really cool startups. The PlayStation 3 one was okay. The Xbox ones are a bit shit. The original Xbox was brilliant. I don't think much of the 360 and the Xbox One intros. What do you think about it? The Xbox One got an intro? I can't remember. But yeah, you're right. Actually, it's a good point. Just trying to think, because Nintendo didn't have one till the GameCube, and they didn't have one on the N64, did they? No, I don't think they did. I mean, mostly from back then, it was Konami and Capcom's intros were the ones that really captured your imagination, because they were amazing. But yeah, I still think the original PlayStation has the best boot up. I love that. That's just a killer sound. That just sends chills down your spine. Do you think it's funny when our American cousins make fun of us in movies and TV? I think it's hilarious, especially in A Fish Called Wonder and National Lampoon's European Vacation. I do find it funny, even today, man. I mean, I watched the Game Over Greggy show with Greg Miller, who used to be at IGN, and he always does this god-awful English accent, and it just makes me laugh how Americans, and obviously not the people who watch us because they know that we've all got different accents, but the general American consensus that we've all got this Dick Van Dyke accent. It's like, people don't talk like that. When you watch American TV and they get an English person, or usually an American actor playing an English person or something, and they're giving this ridiculously highbrow posh accent, it's like, nobody talks like that. Even the posh people don't sound like that. And it's just ridiculous. I just find it hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it's alright. They're our best friends, aren't they? So they take the piss out of us, we take the piss out of them. So it's totally fine. Didn't you just hate it when you mentioned at school you just got the new Street Fighter 2 and every bastard wanted to suddenly be your friend and come out and play it? Yeah. Well, I was the bastard, mate, because my mate got it on import, so me and all the other lads went round his house and hassled him. So. Were you a fan of Miami Vice, and is that the badass intro? I haven't seen that in years. I can't remember what the intro was like. I remember the show vaguely, but I don't remember watching a whole lot of it, to be honest. Like the adult shows, as I suppose that was at the time, more like Equalizer is the one that stood out for me, because I remember watching that a lot. I actually went back and watched quite a lot of season 1 recently. It's actually not that bad. It actually aged quite well. I mean, the only problem I had with it was the scoring. Some of the music was just, I don't know what they were thinking. It was just all over the shop. But the actual episodes were really good. I think I recall you saying that you like Red Dwarf. After Series 6 it went downhill, would you agree? To be fair, mate, I can't even remember whereabout that is in the storyline. It's been that long since I watched Red Dwarf, but I've never really disliked any Red Dwarf. I always just find it really funny. I must admit, the more modern ones that I saw a few years back when they brought it back, they're all right. I wasn't that impressed with it. I think when they bring it back after a few years, it's hard to really recapture it as well, because the original one is the one that, it was of its time, when it really, and it really, was groundbreaking. Whereas when they bring shows like that back, and they're all a bit older, and they're a bit more grizzled, and they've been doing a lot more acting and making a lot more money, it can make them a bit jaded. But yeah. You mentioned you live in the southwest. Did you know in Bridgewater they have a retro arcade £5 admission fee for unlimited credits called Time Warp? I didn't, mate. I've heard of Bridgewater, but I think it's quite far from where I am. I might be completely wrong. It might be just up the road. I'm shit with geography, but I don't think it's that close. But no, I didn't know that anyway. Right, do I remember a arcade game called Rally Chase? No, I don't, mate, to be honest with you. I'll have to look that one up. Did you play video games growing up? If so, did your dad play video games growing up? And if so, could he beat you at any? Yeah, the one he can always beat me at is Phoenix. He's absolutely brilliant on Phoenix because he used to play that when he was a kid. When he was like an adult, like a young bloke. Yeah, when he used to go to the pub, basically, he used to play all the classics like Space Invaders. But Phoenix was his game, and it still is. He's really good at Phoenix. And also back in the day, he used to play Hunchback on the 64, on the Commodore 64, and he could always beat me on that. I'm shit at Hunchback, especially when the bit with the spikes. Like, I've done my nuts in that game. What's your favourite ending in the video game from the 20th century only? Oh, that's not broad enough, is it? Jesus Christ. There's too many to choose from. The Castlevania 4's got a really nice ending. The Street Fighter 2 endings are absolutely brilliant. More recently, Uncharted 2, because I've just... Spoiler alert for anybody who has probably not played Uncharted 2 at this point, which is mind-blowing if you haven't. So you might want to skip forward. The end of that, with that little conversation between Nate and Elena, is one of my favourite moments of last gen. It's the sweetest little thing. It's just absolutely brilliantly done. Beautifully executed, that ending. So Attila Paint is teetering on the edge. Snes-tastic pulls out a revolver, puts more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Everything's getting messy this week, Mr. Huey. Nice one. Alright, okay, got some more questions from Mr. Hewitt actually, as it happens. When are you reading these questions off a Wii U gamepad then? I will do, I'll get round to it, honest. As you know, they're making Mario Maker, but would you like to see a Mario Kart Maker? I sure would. Day one purchase, that would be. Yeah, that would be quite cool actually. To be fair, I think if Mario Maker is successful, and more than likely it will be because it looks like a really cool product, you guarantee they're going to be looking at Mario Kart and other different games they can try and make level design for. Mario Maker, I think if they do it right, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm really looking forward to that one. Where are we? Okay, next question is, would you like to see a Star Fox level maker? Yeah, that would be quite cool. I don't know if it have the same impact as Mario, because Mario's got that difficulty and you can really, butcher the game for someone. So, although Star Fox, if you did it old school, you could put loads of obstacles in the way so they can't fly through and make it as tight and difficult as possible. So yeah, that's a good point actually. Have you ever mislaid a Gamewell accessory and gone crazy trying to find it? No, it's normally controllers, which are sort of accessories, aren't they? Yeah, problems with trying to find them bloody things. I don't know why. Sometimes I'll just look in the tub and I can't see the controller, and I go like through all three tubs, and I'm like, oh, where's the bloody controller? Then I go back to the first one and it's sitting there. And I always find that weird when things like that happen. That's just like life in general. When you can't find something, and then you go back, you've been all around the bloody house, you come back down, and it's there, and it's like, that's just weird. Next question from the K-Light Gamer, who asks, in my opinion, what is best, emulation or original? Original all the time, mate, every time. Obviously it's more expensive, and emulation has its benefits, of course. MAME in particular is always a massive benefit, and the EverDrive situation is a very good tool for trying the games first before you actually splurge all the cash. So I think they both have their place nowadays. A year or two ago I'd have probably said that emulation wasn't relevant other than MAME, but now with the EverDrives I think they're really making quite an important mark on the industry. Alright. Okay, so 16-bit J asks, assuming money was no object, do you have a holy grail item? Yeah, I mean it's probably still going to be Super Silicon, so that game is expensive, but one day I will own it. On the turn I want to play it. I just hope it's not a disappointment when I play it. I mean, I've heard that it's not, and it's a fantastic game. I Jesus Christ, it's expensive. It's only going to get worse, I'm sure. And the price of SNES games are getting mad anyway, even more so. So, yeah, I'd say Super Toy-Con 2 is still the big one I want to get. Okay. Mike Jones asks, I'm about to buy another Wii U Mario Kart. Do you have any recommendations on must-have games that are out now? It depends on the type of games you want to play, Mike. I'd definitely check out Captain Toad because the Treasure Tracker is fantastic. Mario 3D World, another absolutely brilliant game. I haven't really played much on the Wii U since I've had it. I've only got those couple of games, so I would just recommend them for the time being. But there are obviously a lot of games that have come out for the system, a lot of really good titles. But yeah, definitely check out Captain Toad anyway, it's really fun. Okay, so next question from the Man Cave. Do you have any opinion on the new Majora's Mask 3D and the fact that they have changed a few of the bosses slightly and added to save hours? Unfortunately, I've never played it. I'm not a big Zelda guy. I don't know anything about them, so I can't really comment on that. So sorry about that. Underwater Level asks, have you ever finished a game to be presented with a really poor ending or no ending at all? From what I can remember as a kid, I finished X Mutants, which was a pretty good bad game anyway on the Mega Drive. I'm sure there was no ending. I can't think of anything, to be honest with you, offhand that I've played where I've had like a disappointing ending or just no ending at all. Like a lot of the retro games are generally they're pretty decent. They have some kind of reasonable ending. No, I'm really sorry, mate. I can't think of anything offhand. There's got to be something, I'm sure, but I just can't see it. Okay, another question from Kate Hewitt, and it is, you seem like a brainy fella. Thank you, mate. What's your highest level of education? I've not got a high level of education at all. The highest I've managed to get so far was just an MVQ at a college course, which was MVQ level 2 in business administration, so it's really basic. GCSEs I didn't do particularly well. A levels weren't even an issue for me. I wasn't even going that high. So yeah, I most of what I know is just self-taught. I've just over the years, because I'm obsessed with like learning shit, and that's only really terrible. But yeah, I like to watch a lot of documentaries. Used to read a lot of books. I've really lost my way with reading, and I need to get back on that. But I like to watch a lot of documentaries, and I like to just when I get something in my head, I'll just watch everything and just try and learn as much as I can about it. I just find it fascinating. I like taking in information basically. So it's all self-taught. I've just learned stuff and formed opinions. That's it really. Education when I was younger. I don't think it was the same for everybody my age, but it was crap. They didn't really teach us anything worthwhile. English was the only lesson I had where I actually thought I was actually getting an education. Maths, I find that my brain just doesn't get it at all. Basic maths, fine. When you get to like triangles and angles and bloody algebra and all that, I just don't understand that at all. It just doesn't click for something. I can't work it out. I can't see it. History would have been good because I love history, but the lessons that we had were terrible. They taught us bugger all. I mean, the rich history that we've got to take from, and we only ever got taught a lot of basic stuff about Battle of Hastings, the Bayeux Tapestry, and the bloody Luddites, which are all completely irrelevant. And that's all they ever taught us about, which is a real shame. So, yeah. So my education at school was a waste of time. I was much better off when I was out of school and I educated myself. Right. Okay, and Sergeant J. Keller, which is the character from the game Black, which is awesome. He asks, where about in Brum did you live? As I'm in Wheelie Castle. So I was on the complete opposite side, mate. I was over in Sheldon. Sheldon and Yardley, depending on what age I was. But yeah, before I moved down here, I lived in Sheldon. And the last question today, guys, is from Kate Hewitt, and it is, you never answered my question I posted on Ask Snes 25 to be answered for 26, did I? Okay. Okay, it's not a question, it's just a statement. I didn't realise that. Alright, well, thank you very much to everybody asking me a question, appreciate it. And if you have got a question for me, just pop it down below in the comments and I'll answer those next week. So thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you all again next week.
It's not just about Metropolis. I'm trying to save the whole world. I believe that's why I came here. I just want to see everyone happy. I just want to see everyone grow and smile. I know I talk a lot, but I just want to see a peaceful day. Yeah.
wanna be